Rocky wants to be in the movie.
Okay, we're live.
We're live?
I believe so. It's clicking away. This I'm just getting.
I've
got this bad COVID cough.
He just coughed in my Kahlua.
I hope it doesn't bother you.
He coughed in my Kahlua.
Ever since I've been to China, for some reason, I have this cough. So we're actually going to talk about COVID as to what a fucking joke it is.
You said a naughty word.
We should both be about the same distance. There, how's that? That's a little better. Okay. I don't know where to begin.
Well, why are we doing this?
But look up there where the red is.
Yeah.
That way people will think you're looking at them.
Oh.
And we need that. So,
do
you believe in
look
this?
at the red thing, they think they will be able to.
Yeah,
it looks like you're looking
having eye contact.
Huh.
Does your so what do you feel about lockdown?
I think it's stupid. I think it's illegal. I think people making these rules apparently have no idea how businesses run and how they operate and how people get a paycheck. They apparently have no sense of how all that.
Maybe they know
how fragile it is.
Maybe they know exactly what they're doing, and they're doing it for exactly those reasons.
Okay, another possibility, and not a bad one.
Yeah.
Okay, they're pricks. They're trying to kill us.
Yeah,
they're trying to kill us.
They are
trying to kill us, particularly old guys like
you and I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Useless eaters, I think.
Yeah, mouth breathers.
Yeah. Kissinger referred to us as useless eaters, and boy, do I look like one. Look,
yeah. Oh, well.
Government's supposed to fix these teeth long ago, but they're fighting me on it.
What do you think about?
You have to be a fool to fight me on something like that.
What do you think about the stats?
The stats? First of all, there's a million of them that disagree with each other. The stats are all over the place. But in general, it is clear that this disease, if it is a disease, is very mild. It's as mild as the flu, which is not, flu is a disease.
Yeah.
It kills 30,000 Americans a year on average.
Look into the camera.
30,000 Americans a year or so on average die of the flu every year.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Old guys with other problems and old women and so on. Those are the ones that get picked off because, those are the ones that are supposed to die. But
what did it for me was the damn seed thing. When he said seeds are not an essential purchase, Governor Scott, that's when I finally said, okay, that's enough. 24 people have died. We have a population of 636,000.
Yeah.
24 divided by 636,000 is 3/1000th of 1%.
Yeah. Plus, they were mostly going to die anyway.
Exactly.
Because they died of old age or heart failure or what have you. But they put COVID on the
on the death certificate.
On the death certificate.
No, it's horrible.
So this is this is horse shit. The whole thing is horse
doing all that, we only came up with 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in lockdown.
Yeah.
And and it's absurd.
And no one's. Not enough people are saying, "What?
Yeah.
What?
I want
you to shut the country down for this?"
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
Well, pursuant to whose authority? Who the hell gave you authority to shut the country down for this?
Oh, we're state of emergency. 24 deaths, so state of emergency. In 2016, 124 people killed themselves.
Yeah.
Where was the state of emergency then?
Should have been more.
So I don't know how far the public will go. I go to the grocery store and everybody now has masks on. Initially, at least it was half and half. They said, well, that's good. There's only half the population that isn't buying into this horseshit. But now it's everybody. Or it seems.
I just think they're worn down from the, their neighbors giving them the elbow and. The thing hasn't cured, it hasn't gone away, the order hasn't been lifted, so some people, rather than be challenged, will put the goddamn mask on. But to me, this area where we live in Vermont, in the sticks, and particularly over here where I am on the New York border, which is upstate New York, which is also the sticks, people are not terribly easy to frighten.
Yeah.
But they just don't say much, They don't say much. And they weren't wearing masks. And still, the majority aren't wearing masks. And those that do, well, a lot of them are just doing it so they don't have to take any crap.
Yeah. But, their patience isn't endless. I would hope that at some point they say...
We're all hoping that, but,
See, there's so many things that could come from this.
A guy approaches you with guns and a badge and tells you to get in the boxcar. Get in the boxcar? Get that part?
Mm.
Get in the boxcar, go to the camps. Get that part? I'm not sure how many would say, up yours, officer, or just at least, if you don't overtly confront them, at least figure out a way to slip out of line and head for the bushes,
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't run to save my life.
That's too bad. Can you roll?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen.
And you have to exercise your Second Amendment rights if you can't run. I mean, I can run.
Yeah.
Not great, but I can run still.
Yeah.
Did you see that runner? No, you didn't. I told you.
No, you
that.
told me about that. The guy on the beach who ran away from
jogging
the cop.
along the beach, along the ocean. He's the only person you can see for 100 yards around. The only person. And the police officer comes into the screen from down below, sees this guy running all alone. He's supposed to be indoors, right? But he's all alone. He's 100 yards away from any human being. And he's running down the beach, and this cop sees him and starts going after him, but the cop has a little bit of a belly. And he starts running after this guy, and the guy sees him coming. The guy is slender and young and a good runner, clearly a good runner. And he all of a sudden, he kicks it up and like he's Roger Bannister, and he floats away from the cop, who has to stop and pull out a donut or whatever the hell he was doing. And that video, it's only like 15 seconds, but that video is all over the place. And it's a wonderful video. It's like, Jesus, what is the matter with you? The guy's running all alone. He's not endangering anyone or being endangered by anyone. And he's doing a very healthy, nice, peaceful thing.
They're even destroying
and the cop is after him. I would hang the cop unless the cop was mentally defective. In which case, I would hang the guy who gave the cop that order.
Well, I
would hang him.
They're saying that they're closing down the beaches so that there won't be public, assembly, because the kids are saying, "Screw you, cops! We're going to play volleyball. We're going to have fun on the beach."
Yeah, I'm for the kids. I'm with the kids. Let's play some volleyball. Fuck you.
Yeah.
We'll play some volleyball. We want to play some volleyball. We're going to play some volleyball. That's what we do around here, and that's what I do basically.
Yeah, but that's what they've been incredibly effective in instigating a fear level, which I can't believe.
Yeah,
we're afraid of our own humanity. It's like I went to the dog park.
Well, no one questions the veracity of the story.
Yeah.
Well, not no one. We do. A hell of a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But not on TV.
No.
Oh, no. TV is shoveling this crap at you every time you turn it on. Shoveling lies at you every time you turn it on. It's a wasteland, folks.
Yeah,
you should have thrown your TV away 30 years ago, like I did.
Yeah. When I did my movie Deceptions in, I think it was 2010, it was right after the H1N1 flu pandemic.
Yeah.
So consequently, I did a ton of research about that false flu pandemic.
Okay.
And that was when Cheryl Atkinson, she used to be
top-notch reporter.
For CBS, she's come back, but she left them after that because CBS did their own private blood test because they weren't believing what the CDC was saying.
I didn't know that.
And they did and a lot, like over 1,000. I mean, they did credible numbers in multiple states.
And the numbers came in.
And she confronted the CDC and said, we've done our own tests exactly the same way. We've gone to private labs. We've done them totally according.
And our numbers are a shitload different.
They're totally
yours.
different.
Yeah.
So then he comes out in public and lied in public under camera. And you know what he did? which I think is happening now. He changed the death certificate instructions to all the hospitals to say if anybody dies of a respiratory problem, call it H1N1.
I didn't know that was done then.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing now with
That's what
COVID.
he did then. And so if people died of pneumonia or if they had any kind of respiratory thing, because it was the same problem. They weren't hitting their pandemic levels.
Yeah, they want to sell these vaccines. They want to make some vaccines and sell the vaccines.
And so they finally did. They end up becoming a pandemic, and that's during that hoax, that whole thing, is when the vaccination, when the big pharma was held immune from prosecution for vaccinations. That fell out of that H1N1 thing. The other thing that fell out of that, so after that, don't tell me why, the flu was over, but the law stayed in effect. You couldn't sue for, then it became vaccinations for everything. That's the whole reason why, I think, one of the big reasons why childhood vaccinations have gone off the charts, because you can't sue for anything. The pharmaceutical companies are held immune
The number
from
of
prosecution.
vaccinations thrust at people, at young kids and so on, is completely insane. It's murderous.
But that's what happened from. So I went through all this. I saw the CDC director lying under oath. I saw him changing the death certificate schedules. That was when the Baxter. Did you ever hear the Baxter International? Baxter International was a level 4 pharmaceutical.
Baxter International, yes.
You can Google them. It comes up. That meant that they
Tell
could
me more.
do,
I remember the name.
They could do bioweapons testing. You have to be a certain level of security to theoretically be able to test really virulent strains of this virus.
Mm-hmm.
They were at that level. And they distributed for distribution to the public, a vaccine that was tainted with a live bird flu virus in it that would have killed thousands of people.
Okay.
And then somebody gave it to a ferret, which is the test, and it died. And they gave it to another one, and it died. And then come to find out this whole batch that they had was tainted. And it could have killed thousands. There was only a little bit of press on it. Yeah. Baxter International stock did a hiccup for about 5 days, went back to normal, and they could have killed thousands of people and said, well, it's just human error. So it's a big whoopsie, and that was it.
Big whoopsie.
Unbelievable.
Big whoopsie. We need to make a film, The Big Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
So I went through all that. And then, remember Rumsfeld? Rumsfeld made $5 million on Tamiflu.
Tamiflu, yeah.
And he was a principal stockholder in that. He sold the shares.
Yep. Made a lot of
And
money.
it was all written up on all this vaccine that was manufactured for no reason, because there was nowhere near the numbers the CDC was claiming. So they made all these flu vaccines, just like they're now making all these tests, and they're doing all, and then there's going to be a vaccine, and it's going to be owned by Bill Gates, and Bill Gates is going to force vaccinations on us.
It takes them 3 years to make the goddamn vaccine. Number one, because I guess they can't get enough bats' wings and ear of newts to put in their pot, in their bubbling cauldron. Anyway, it takes them 2 or 3 years to make the thing after all the other stuff, and then, even from their own experts tell us that these organisms that they made it against, the viruses or whatever they are that they made it against, are constantly evolving. So the vaccine is no good. That they started 2 years ago against supposedly germ X is no good 2 years later, because germ X has become germ X7, and it says to your vaccine. Yeah. What is this insanity?
Well, the other thing that caused my suspicions is that, to my knowledge, you can't get countries sympathetic to the United States to sit down and agree on anything for years. And within 2 weeks, the whole world is marching in step to COVID-19. 2 more died in Northern Italy. 2 more died in Spain. 5 died. I mean, they were all saying the same thing to the
2 cows croaked in Farmer Jones's field.
And there's
old cows.
Right, that's the thing. But
milk tits dried up.
The average age of death in Northern Italy is 80. 80 years old.
Yeah, average death.
So, they're just rebranding old, people that are dying of old age as COVID-19. They test them before they die, and they say...
Some of them have got colds, some of them have got the flu, some of them have got a lot of other things that are like this supposed COVID, whatever it is. But,
It's just...
radiation sickness.
I wrote to the governor a couple of days ago. Of course, he hasn't responded, and none of the papers...
Nor will he.
And none of the papers that I CC'd it to and asked it to be part of a letter to the editor carried it. Because they said, all I want is proof.
Yeah.
Where are the dead people?
Yep, name them.
Who are they? Where's the next of kin? Are you matching death certificates to obituaries? Mm-hmm. What is the proof of death besides somebody in the Department of Health saying 3 more died?
You know how they did in 911, where there were all these supposed people that died on these planes, and there weren't many of those, but they had a few names that supposedly died on the planes. It turns out there was a Social Security register. Social Security is wired in a certain way that it knows, or its algorithm or whatever knows, when somebody croaks and the benefits need to be shut off, there's a trigger mechanism, and Social Security has the record. And so, of course, they started running names of people who supposedly died on the planes in 911. The few. And they weren't getting any hits at Social Security. Somebody was died, Hard to know.
And you can't help but hold media accountable for saying, "But we're supposed to be able to trust you." So if somebody says 24 people died, who were they? Where were they? Mm-hmm. How old were they when they died? Did they ever? Yeah. Did they also have other comorbid conditions?
We gotta move on to the aspirin advertisement. We haven't got time to deal with guys that want to ask questions like that, like you.
Yeah, and then you say, well, okay, where are all the sick ones? What about the ones that are no longer sick? Can we interview them? Mm-hmm. What did you do with them? Why are they better? Who were they? How many were they?
A decent reporter would ask those questions. We don't have any decent reporters, folks. There are none. If you think Rachel Maddow is a decent reporter or an intellectual of any sort, I'm sorry.
No, it's
really sorry.
I mean, you can go right to the local ones. These questions weren't asked by Vermont Digger. Nope. They weren't asked by 7 Days. These are normal investigative journalist questions.
That's right.
These aren't anything off the wall or some rednecky conspiracy theorist. We're just saying, prove it.
You remember 911?
Same thing.
911? I ran into Marcellus Parsons on the street shortly after 911. I said, "Hey, Marcellus, well, Vermont National Guard the Air National Guard had as their main task is to interdict foreign threats by aircraft. And the planes they had here would make Manhattan, could be in Manhattan in 15 minutes. That's how fast the planes were. They were good ones. 15 minutes they could be here. And it was the role of the Vermont National Guard to do that. Well, they didn't. They didn't go there until after the whole event was over. Nobody asked Martha Rainville, General Martha Rainville, who was running the whole thing and has long disappeared. Nobody asked Martha, what happened? Were you guys called off? Did you not know what was happening? Did somebody tell you don't come to Manhattan with your airplanes until we get this thing right now? What? And Marcellus Parsons got rip shit mad at me. He got red in the face. He started screaming at me on the street. He said, "We know what happened on that day. We know what happened on the day." And my question was, why did no reporter in this state ask any official that question? Where was the Vermont Air National Guard when that event was happening, and how come Vermont Air National Guard didn't go to Manhattan? Which, of course, they did after the fact.
Sure.
But they could have been there easy in time.
Yeah, I did kind of...
No one asked a question. And they get angry if you confront them with it.
They don't come back and argue with you.
No.
They just
get angry and
they get angry and storm off.
Yeah. That's
or
exactly
they try to cut you off.
Marcellus Parsons. Hell, he used to interview me at CXTV all the time. I got a nice Channel 3 coffee cup there that he gave me as a premium one time. He handed it to me at the end of an interview. I said, "What the hell is this?" He said, "Well, we give everybody a premium if they interview here." And I said, "You're kidding me?" And he said, "No, we give it." So I still have it.
Yeah. Well, I think we're in a classic Star Wars battle between good and evil now. It's gone way beyond just a few fat cats.
I'm signing up for evil.
Yeah, getting rich. I mean, this is.
I'm tired of being good.
Yeah, this is. Being evil is where to be actually. But I started to trace things back, and I said, it really started in your neck of the woods around the Vietnam era in the '60s, is when evil started to come out of the bottle. That's when you had, Vietnam, which was based on a false flag at the Gulf of Tonkin that was so we could go to war with Vietnam.
A faked attack.
A faked event. Even the Secretary of Defense said it was. McNamara finally came out and said it was all fake. Anyhow, and then you had...
He glossed it a little bit, but...
Not too much. And then you had... What do we have? Martin Luther King was assassinated. JFK was assassinated. Bobby Kennedy was assassinated. Malcolm X was assassinated. Kent State happened. Vietnam. I mean, that's when it started to surface. But we really let evil out of the bottle with 9/11. And when we let that one slide, then we've had, it used to be communists on every corner, then it became terrorists. Remember, we had no terrorist problem, and suddenly we had Homeland Security, and we were fighting terrorists all over the world.
Yeah.
We had to protect our country because of a terrorist threat. And we had to submit every human being to x-rays that were damaging to them when they came into this country because of this terrorist threat.
Take the x-ray or let me feel your junk.
Yeah. It was just... And now this is like the final hurrah. This is 9/11 on steroids.
Oh, this is 9/11 times 250. This is big, folks. Big.
This is
worldwide.
Yeah, and then
this is for all the marbles in case you didn't know that.
And you got 5G also factored into all this, which I won't go into that.
No, I don't want to go there.
But it's a great cover because
pile of crap. Yeah.
Because radiation sickness mimics the flu.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're already talking about...
And Wuhan was loaded with it.
There was supposed to be the models. They had 10,000 sites.
Yeah.
10,000 cell towers.
Yeah.
And they had a whole lot of people initially get sick when they turned that. But see, I'm really worried by the fall because they're already talking about this. When this flu comes back, it'll be a lot more virulent. That's when 5G is going to go live all over the place, and that's when a whole lot of people are going to get sick.
Yeah. No, it's.
Well, we're going to turn this off to see if it's any.
It's a deep hole. Can we talk about something funny now? I mean, this is sort of.
Oh yeah, well, it's black humor. I don't know what's funny about this.
Well, that email I sent out this morning with all the.
Oh yeah.
You have to stay in your house, but you can leave if you want to, or you have to wear a mask and they work, but they don't work, but they do work, but they don't work.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. There's about 25 items,
right?
And it went down through all the totally contradictory information that we have been fed through the TV.
Oh yeah,
the New
television
York
is
Times.
horrible.
Complete garbage.
Yeah.
And no one can know. I mean, your ordinary average Joe Dokes can't know what's up.
Yeah, and it's what's mind blowing to me is as the number of people that have it, even if you believe
going down.
They have it, going down.
Yeah, we're over the top.
The restrictions are getting worse.
Yes.
I mean, you have little arrows now at the grocery store. You have to walk one way.
Yep. You got the governor's talking about masks.
Governor's talking about giving you a fine if you don't have one.
That's right.
I mean, it's getting totally police state-like.
Good luck, Governor Scott. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. You keep this stupid stuff up, we're going to run your ass right out of this state. Are you clear?
Well, so is that your humor?
That's me being nice.
Okay, we're going to turn this off, see how it came out.